the only, the final designer, Mick Carter of Strano, everybody. Have a seat if you can. Oh, thank you. And we'll bring out the first Mick look as well. So starting off, of course, with the question that I've been asking everybody. Please tell us, everyone in the room, how you started your career, and please notice the mic holding. As I've said, everyone, this. Yo, like.
I love it. I love it.
We love.
That would be. So
I got it all.
So I hold it like this.
I think so. Pretend you're like Eminem rapping or Kendrick.
Oh.
Like give us bars.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, so design kind of found me, I would say. Like, it's something that I always had a relationship with. Starting from very early on, Sailor Moon was honestly my first inspiration, my first fashion inspiration. It is what it is. Everything okay?
Yeah, we're good, we're good. I'm making sure.
Okay.
We have the first look.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then what happened? I started teaching, which was really, really lovely, and then I found the nightclub, and the nightclub was, as an institution, was just such an important space for, I don't know, like finding fashion, finding family, and using fashion to find family. And I think it was just such a transformative kind of medium to communicate with the other kind of club goers, and I really just wanted to create clothing that would make people happy in those spaces.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you. The return of Mashawi, everybody. And let me just say that Mick made custom pieces for this night. This look has never been seen before. Painstakingly sewing, I think maybe right up to the moment. So this is an absolute honor that you would show these pieces for the first time in the stage. As I mentioned before, it is Black History Month, for anyone unaware, AAA.
Yeah.
How does race impact your work, impact your designs, impact your creative process?
That is a really good question. That is a very good question. It impacts every aspect of the design process, from kind of the inspirations that inspire the design, or the designs or collections, the narratives that I try to communicate, the models that we cast, and their narratives that they embody as they kind of strut down the runway. So yeah, no, it's definitely central in kind of everything that I do.
Absolutely. Now, I also want to focus, I don't know if it's as easy to tell, but so much of your work is focused on genderless or being at least gender fluid. It's something that anyone, no matter what pronouns they use, sexual orientation, etc., anyone can really wear your pieces.
Absolutely.
Can you speak to why that was so important and why it is literally foundational to your brand?
Yeah. Well, I think when I started Strano, I was really looking for pieces that would kind of lead to me feeling self-actualized, that would kind of reflect my gender on any given day. And I found that in seeking those pieces, there was a lot of marginalization, a lot of stares that were kind of violent at times when I would move through normative shopping spaces. And I really wanted to bring back joy to gender fluid people when it came to not just shopping, but getting dressed, the act of getting dressed to go out. I really wanted to kind of sort of acknowledge that in certain instances, moving through public spaces as a gender fluid person can be dangerous and can be scary. And so I wanted to kind of equip them with clothing almost like armor, to have them feel as authentic as possible and as beautiful as possible.
Absolutely. I definitely think that's evident here. Mashawi, thank you so much. Absolutely. Like jaw-dropping, dripping in jewels. Amazing. Thank you so much. Also would have been great for like a Beyonce concert, which I saw you at. I saw you right there and I screamed from way back in poor people's seats. So you have faced adversity and challenges as a Black designer, I would assume. So can you speak a little bit to that, and also, of course, being a member of the queer community, like what challenges have you faced throughout both of those parts of your intersectionality and your identity?
Yeah. I would say, like, I had to think about this question a little bit. I feel like very early on there was this moment that I kind of like blacked out, to be quite honest, where I was like shopping for Notions, and I'd gone the day before and spent like $500 at a store, and I was like, I'm balling. It is what it is. Like, and so I went back the next day to buy. Hey. There we go.
Amazing.
Love it.
Well, and like crazy. He made them for this. He made them in the last 2 weeks. Like I can't get over it. So talented.
Yeah, no, and then there was like an instance of like racial profiling, and I had to call the police. It was just like really odd, right? And so I think moments like that kind of sour your experience of being a designer in a city like Toronto because you don't necessarily feel the most safe, right? And I mean, by extension, similar experiences have kind of happened through your lenses. But I think simultaneously, I think particularly in a month like this, and by extension Pride Month, we do have an opportunity to celebrate the joy of Black design and the joy of queer design. And yeah.
Absolutely, amazing. Thank you very much. Since we've seen such amazing looks, and I won't start talking about the fact that you made some this week, I would love to hear a little bit about your technical process, which this wasn't on the list of questions, surprise. But I think like seeing something like this, I personally, as someone who can't sew, womp womp, I can't imagine where I would start with something like this. So without spilling your secret sauce, can you tell us a little bit about how you even come to something that looks like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's deeply iterative, right? So I start with like a very kind of basic block. So in this case, it was a t-shirt and like a pair of pants, like pleated pants. And I wanted to kind of fuse that silhouette with like an aspect of sustainability. So I had like scraps around my house. And I'm like, what beauty can I build out of scraps? I think that that's a narrative and an experience that Black innovators have had to kind of engage with from the beginning of time, right? So I really wanted to honor that. And so it just kind of evolved from that very basic silhouette and just, it was what it was.
It was what it was. That's what happens when you have talent. Like a t-shirt and pleats, and then now you've got this amazing. Who are your Black fashion icons?
Yeah, I mean, you. For sure.
Thank you.
Just creating the space and creating conversation and dialogue. No, like,
Thank you.
own it.
Own it. I did this. Thank you.
So definitely you. I would also, for sure, say a lot of the models that I've worked with over the last decade who've really kind of put their heart and soul in the clothes and really helped to communicate their own stories, their own passions, and that of Strano. And then I guess like in a larger sense, there's an incredible designer in the city called named Mashawi, and they make incredible work. Really simple. I love them. And I guess in the States, I love Christopher John Rogers, Halford Clemens, and LaQuan Smith. I think they really have created lanes for other kind of Black designers to experience or imagine, I think that, and be hopeful about success. So, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Dylan. Dylan, everybody. Thank you very much. Amazing. So, as I asked everyone else, but I'm very curious about you because of all the intersectionalities and lenses that you come from. What do you hope for the future of Black fashion? And even if you want to speak to Black Canadian fashion?
Yeah, I mean, I think my word of the year, I definitely am a mindful queen. So my word of the year is abundance. And so I definitely, which is so basic, it's such a basic word. But I mean, that's really what I really hope for the future for Black designers. I think so much of kind of our existence within a fashion space is one of scarcity, one of worry, one of fear. And I think transforming that into one of possibility, hope, and abundance is what I'm really excited about.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Before we get to the final question, we do have one more final look to come out here. But I am curious from all of your intersectionalities, Look at this, everybody. This is Angell, everyone. Angell, you look absolutely stunning. What legacy do you hope to leave behind, considering all of the amazing work that you've done, your career, the fact that you are an educator and you give back to the community regularly? What is the legacy of Strano?
Oh, well, you're making me sweat. You're making me sweat a little bit. Thank you. No, I think one of my goals, and I think that me and the Strano squad are kind of working towards it, is really providing a lane and a space for other gender non-conforming and queer people of color to kind of exist and find success within the fashion scene, particularly here in Toronto. And it's been such a joy. It's been such a joy. And I just hope that I can keep on doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Angell. Thank you. Bring out everybody back to their final walk. And as we're waiting for this final walk, I'll ask. We spoke a bit about your legacy, and I'm just curious. So, what's next for the brand? Because I haven't seen you do a show in a little minute, except for right now. We've seen 3. Is this a teaser for something that is bigger, better, coming? Can't imagine better. Like, what is next? What is next?
Well, I am turning 40 this year. I'm very
Don't
excited.
believe me. What's the skincare routine? What's the skincare routine?
Tell me yours. Tell me water.
Water. Hydration.
Hey.
Amazing.
So I want to do a show for everyone.
A show for your 40th. A show for your 40th. I hope we're all invited. Thank you so much. I'll get all of the